Hi, hello, my name is Olia. I am a personal trainer, musician, branding consultant, and a dog mom to a lovely floof nugget named Galena. I also suck at knowing where to look. Do I look here? But then I need to watch my facial expressions. Let's go ahead and get into it. I think if I back up a little bit, it'll be a little easier. I am wearing a comfortable outfit today because we are going to do a Q&A. Yeah. You guys that are coming from Instagram, thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. You guys asked some great questions. I'm really excited to get into that with you. For those of you that are new though, click that subscribe button, click the like button. I will be posting a lot more videos quite soon. You'll see things from all walks of what I do. So I hope you enjoy. If you are neurodivergent, you'll probably enjoy it a lot because you'll never be boring. We'll never be boring on this channel. Sound good? All right, cool. The first one that I see here, I don't want to ask anything but your smile, OMG. I hope Italy is fun. Thank you so much. That's not a question, but I really appreciate you. Oh, look, there's Galena. It's going to be a great time. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually going to Italy, San Marino, actually, particularly, to audition for Eurovision in January. That's insane. I'm honestly a little bit nervous. I haven't traveled out of the country that far. I don't think ever, actually, since I was a baby coming from Russia, but yeah, so it'll be an adventure. I'm very excited. Let's see, how am I doing today? I'm pretty good, actually. I woke up, I did some of my makeup, as you can see. Tried something a little bit new where I didn't put any eyeliner on. We'll see how that goes. But it's going pretty well so far. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. When did you discover your singing voice? Okay, so this one was really interesting. I'm still trying to think about that. I was told that when I was a baby I would sing in my crib, so I imagine that I knew for quite a while. It was kind of inherent, I think, is where it came from. And then as I got older, I just kept singing. I used to have a lot of stage fright when I was a kid. Still do sometimes, but the more that I sing, the better it gets, and I'm sure that is something a lot of people can relate to. Which way should I orient myself on the bench in order to optimally perform dumbbell wrist curls? So this is actually an inside joke, but it's a good question. So it really depends on your comfort level. A wrist curl, if you're not aware, I can back up here, is actually when you're going to be sitting on a bench, probably actually when it's long ways and sitting here, so the bench should be here, and you'd have your arm off and you either do this or you're doing this. And those are wrist curls. So that is typically how I actually do wrist curls. Be very careful with those because they can also be bad and painful if you do too heavy or too early of a time. So just keep a watch on that. Sound good? Okay. So this next one, Christmas is about giving and you give a lot. What would you like to be given? Man, I've never been asked that before, or at least not publicly, I don't think. I had to think about this for a while and I still feel like I do. I mean, I guess the biggest thing would be I am trying to still raise money for the hotel for going to Italy, so I would very greatly appreciate more donations to my Eurovision audition donation GoFundMe. I can put the link down below in the video description if you guys want to just check that out. I explain the whole thing in there. You can actually see a video of me singing both on here and in the actual GoFundMe, but that would be super helpful. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance that I definitely could go next year if it doesn't work, but I just feel like, I've already booked my flight, and I just need a little bit more there. So I would say that, definitely. I feel like that's kind of it. At this point, I'm just trying to get to a point where, maybe, I guess more clients would be great too. I'm really trying to help people, and I work better self-employed. The reason why I am self-employed more, and I prefer to be self-employed, even making less money than being employed, is because of my mental health. That can be another video sometime soon, but it allows me to take more care of myself and have the days that I need when I need them. But yeah, so definitely more clientele would be great. I am a psychic medium as well. So my big things that I do is I have a branding agency. It's very small, called Neuropolitan. If you ever need websites done, photos taken, videos made, anything like that, I really enjoy that kind of work, and I can even manage the websites for you. So that is something you can keep in mind. I also do psychic mediumship, and this is more coaching. So I actually had kind of a mix of trauma coaching and fitness coaching that I was trying for a bit, but I feel like something was missing from it. And as I've added in the psychic mediumship to these programs, I feel like they are working better, and they're definitely a better mix of things. I don't know why it's working, but it's working. So definitely getting that out there would be really great too, just to push that out there. And then my other thing that I do obviously is personal training. I really love it. I focus a lot on corrective exercise as well as just mobility, keeping people moving. Weight loss is another thing, general health. I am on my way to trying to, it's not a workout day today, so I'm not very pumped, but I am working on a way to be more muscular and to do better. Also, I keep saying, oh my goodness, I haven't done a YouTube in a while, so hopefully this will get better as time goes on, and I know it will. But anyway, so those are the things that I do, and I would say more clientele, more reach. I'm trying to tell my story more as well, so once I get out doing that, I think that'll really help a lot. But thank you so much for that question. I hope that I answered it. I feel like I don't know how to answer those kind of questions, but thank you so much. You're very kind. All right, best way to build muscle at home. So this is a really great question because I think that a lot of people either don't have access to a gym, maybe you don't want to pay for a gym, whatever that may be, and you only really have what's in your house. So I would highly recommend a body weight workout. You know, people say that you can't get really, swole on body weight workouts, but you're not necessarily wrong, but you're also not correct. You actually can get pretty strong. You can get to a certain size with body weight workouts. If you don't want to gain size and you just want to gain strength and mobility, body weight is awesome. It's going to be really great for your health as you age, and it's something that I will always recommend. And there's endless progressions for it, so it's something I really love. In terms of what kind of body weight exercises, obviously there's push-ups, sit-ups, but then there's other ones such as, you can go to the dragon flags eventually, and dragon flags are really cool. You're essentially using your lats to pull on a bar behind you. You're laying down and you're holding your body diagonal. Actually, I'll put a picture right here. But there are things like that. But if you have any more questions about that, you want a specific workout, anything in that nature, feel free to contact me. I'm going to be on Instagram, and you can see it below in the description. It's going to be either _OlyaFit or olya.v.lin. I do have a lot of Instagram accounts, and the reason for this is because of organization. I always get really confused on where to posting everything on one account I feel like is kind of a lot. So I try to have separate ones just in case it's just kind of easier to do that. But yeah, that's my really quick answer to that question. Definitely doing body weight workouts. You can use your furniture. It's really cool. Or you can use, if you have books, you can use your books to be like weights. I've done that before. Cameron has used the dog to do squats before, so there's always that. Be careful with that one, but okay. All right. Okay. I want to see your weight journey and how you got your motivation. Okay. So this one is a video in itself, but I can give you the short version kind of it for now. And then I can go ahead and do a longer video of, how that looked and where I'm at now, versus where I was. My weight journey has been interesting. I think when I was younger, I wanted control in my life. A lot of you guys know that I grew up in a very toxic situation. And this situation I was in, one of the ways that I coped was by, control. I needed to have that control in my life, whether it was controlling how I ate, controlling how much I worked out, controlling, whatever it was. And I didn't really control other people. That wasn't really my thing. I was probably in elementary school. But with that though, probably in I think in high school. So when I was actually up till pep squad in high school, I was a stick. I was like very thin, like really thin, right? My body was just that way. I didn't eat a lot of carbs. I naturally just didn't gravitate towards a lot of high sugar foods. I was very much, I was kind of eating keto as a kid, just kind of, on my own. I definitely, still enjoyed like waffles and stuff like that and apples. So I guess I did eat carbs, but it was just not in high volume, I guess. And at that point, when I was in about elementary school, I was called anorexic. I was bullied a lot too, so that kind of continued no matter what I did. And that's why I just don't care now. Like, do whatever you want. People are going to say what they're going to say. But at the time, of course, that's not how I felt. There was a point where I was around 21 where I was feeling very discouraged because I felt like nobody wanted to date me at that time and no one I liked wanted me. And so I ended up going on a serious health regimen when I was 21. Serious health regimen, and it worked. I lost a lot of weight. The thing that I did wrong is I did not work on my mental health. I didn't work anything on my past traumas, so then when something triggered me, cheesecake for breakfast, back on it. Though I did not gain all of the weight back from that, which I'm very thankful for, it's still, I still went backwards, right? So a few years later, I don't fully remember kind of more up to that, but basically where I am at now, I'm 27, and I guess the next pivotal point was after I pretty much escaped my toxic situation with my adoptive family. After leaving them about 4 years ago now, it was really rough that first year. I still binged a little, but it wasn't as much as I had been. But yeah, I would say probably after that year when I moved in with my friend Amy, who is really awesome. You should check her out. Her handle is when sweet meets salty. I'll look it up and put it in the description because she's really great. She does food photography and takes really good photos, teaches you how to make gluten-free stuff. Mint. But I lived with her for a while, and I think that's when I really started to heal more because she was really into fitness, and I was too. I actually never stopped being into fitness, which was very interesting. What changed was my eating habits. And, after living with Amy, and then I started dating Cameron, and we both try to eat as healthy as we can. So now I've been lifting and doing calisthenics. And yeah, I'm trying just to get strong now. I realize that trying to get really skinny, because I was trying to get skinny before, like really thin, and I just don't think that's realistic for me because I would have to eat so little food that it just wouldn't be that enjoyable for me. But yeah, I don't know if it's, my motivation started out really unhealthy. To answer your full question, that was my journey. I know it was kind of long, and I'll make a video on it too, but it was unhealthy at first. I wanted boys to like me. I really was looking for love because I didn't feel loved at home. And I'm just, psychoanalyzing myself. That's what was happening, right? And so my weight was this evil thing because it prevented me from getting the love that I was looking for. But now I would say, how do I stay motivated? I know how it makes me feel. I would say now when I work out, I feel good. I get this feeling of accomplishment, feeling of endorphins. When I eat healthy, I feel good. And healthy, sometimes does mean, you can eat fruit, you can even have a cookie once in a while. I'm doing this balanced diet thing instead of trying to just, diet like I used to. But I just try to be balanced. It's called flexible dieting, I think. It's when you just allow yourself to not really have restrictions, but in that you also have portion sizes, right? And you still have like your calories, your protein, and that's pretty much what I follow. So that is what I'm doing now. I just like how it feels. It's okay to start with the motivation of I want a girlfriend or a boyfriend or for somebody else and not for yourself. I think that's okay to start that way, but I don't think it's good to stay that way. So that's just something to keep in mind. You want to make sure that you are doing things for the right reasons at some point. But that's the answer to that question. So let's see what else we got here. What's your favorite song to cover or song when you're not recording? Okay, this is a really good question. I really like covering Sia songs. I love that Andra Day song. I always sing it, and I just love how she sings, and I feel like her voice is very, good for her music is good for my voice, is what I should say. So I really love that music. I I don't know. I love all kinds of stuff. Sang Celine Dion before. I used to love her. Kelly Clarkson was a big inspiration for me for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. My favorites can change. John Legend is another favorite that I have. So he has this song called Nervous out that I really love. And then, actually, this is pretty funny. So I also like to write rap songs, and I will sometimes do those, but I don't put those out or record them. But I do have some pretty good bars, if you ask me. I do some pretty good ones, so we'll have to see about that. Got Galena down here. She wants booty pets. You gotta give her the booty pets when she asks for them. Don't you mean it? Yes, you do. Okay, so yeah, what has happened to me that has made me a stronger person? Yeah, a lot of things. And I think this is interesting because the way that this is asked, I know what you're asking, you know, what is you feel has made you stronger, right? So in terms of, you know, things that could have happened to you in your life, right? But the way I see it, I don't think it's the things that happen to you that make you stronger. I truly believe it's how you handle the things that happen to you that make you stronger. Because you can choose to sit in it and not change and be where you are, and you're not going to become stronger from trauma if that's what you're doing. But if you choose to change and move forward, you're going to develop those neurological changes, right, to actually become stronger and better for next time. So, and I also firmly believe that trauma actually makes you weaker, as a general thing. I don't think trauma helps. Trauma has made my life harder than it would have been without it. All right, so with me saying that and like how I feel about that, I had to go through a lot of things, including being adopted. So I was adopted from Moscow, Russia. On top of that, I was placed into a very toxic family unit, adoptive family in the United States. And I could have, again, this could be a video in itself. I may make a whole video on it, who knows. I have a lot of things I could talk about within this. And with it, you know, it came with belief systems that were super, like, the world is scary. I wasn't allowed to date people outside my race or people that were not American. Like, it was really weird because I technically am not fully, you know, I don't consider myself fully American. It was very controlling. It was very scary a lot of the time. A lot of things that happened with my brother as well. Who I don't really talk about that much just because a lot did happen there. And yeah, you can feel free to ask questions about that in the future. I am trying to write a book on it and stuff, but it's a lot. Anyways, when I was younger, I thought that I was like holier than thou because my abuser knew everything. My parents knew everything, and we were just the best, and everyone else was terrible. This was because this is what we were being taught, while simultaneously being taught that we were nothing without them, right? And it was kind of like a cult mentality, except in a family unit. That's actually exactly how it was. Sorry, again, this is hard for me to kind of talk about, but I do want to talk about it. So if I would have chosen to stay, and if I would have chosen to still be where I was 4 years ago, and chosen that, you know, my abuser was, you know, the best, and I should go visit him because he invited me to visit him where he lived at the time, because he had to work in a different state than we did. If I would have done those things, I would have never grown, and I also probably would have gotten hurt a lot more as well. I chose to leave. I did the long game. A lot of people, when they're doing like, you know, DV recovery, or they're trying to help somebody else, they think it has to be fast all the time and that the speediness is the way to go. In my case, the smart thing to do was to wait it out. And I knew I was gonna leave since I was probably in high school. I really thought about it. I think I even thought about it when I was in middle school, because I wanted to unalive myself a lot when I was young. When I was in elementary, when I was in middle, high school, it really was kind of a constant, you know, I could just, you know, stop everything. But there was always that voice in my head that was like, no, we're here for a reason. You are here to do music, and you are here to connect people. And those were the two big things that I always knew that I was here for some reason, and I'm thankful for it because my life is a lot better now. So keep that in mind too. Like, as I'm telling you guys this, my life is a lot healthier, and that's kind of the point with what you were asking of, you know, what's made me stronger. It was the choice that I made to leave and become a better person, because I was in so much denial. I was still having a lot of trauma responses. Even after I left, I still had kind of this residue of trauma responses happening with dating and with other things. And I didn't quite understand it until probably 2 years after I left. And I was like, oh, this makes sense. And now I have a better handle on things. And I would say that has made me stronger. So my decision to leave, my decision to go to therapy, to grow, my decisions to decide that even though it's really hard, that I deserve to have a good life. And it is hard. Like, fighting against that is unlike anything I think that I've ever done. Having to completely rewire how my brain works and how my brain wants to say that I deserve to go through hardship. And that's kind of how at least my brain in trauma works. It's like, oh, I have to go through hardship before I can get to the good stuff, where that's not necessarily true, number one. And number two, I already went through it. So like, and this is for anyone who's, you know, feeling that same way. Other things that have made me stronger. Yeah, I would just say all of my life experiences after that, because having to face life without who I thought was my family, even though I am healthier, it is not easy when you were taught that the whole world is scary. Going to Italy is terrifying. But I know that it is something that I'm here to do, and it is something directly connected to my purpose, and so I must go. And so I will. And I know that that's going to make me stronger too. Doing things that scare me make me stronger as well, because they allow me to move forward. I would say, you know, getting to know different people. When I was told that I couldn't trust people, especially ones that weren't American and white, it was still really weird. I always knew that was kind of wrong, by the way. I was afraid of what would happen if I disobeyed it, if that makes sense. But when I started to, you know, talk to more people, get to know more people, and just learning allows me to also get stronger, because I can then take those experiences and use them somewhere else. Having my business, I don't know, everything in my life has pretty much made me stronger, because I've had to overcome about 90% of it. But I'm here now, we're doing pretty good, and I'm ready to level up, to go to the next steps. I've really been focused on meditating, you know, getting to my higher self, as you call it, finding my divine feminine, which I can talk a little bit about because I'm actually kind of interested in it now. It's really cool, and doesn't mean what you think it means either. If you come from where I come from, you think that divine feminine means like submissive to men, blah, blah, blah. It does not at all. And it's actually really cool and relaxing and awesome, and I'm trying to embody it more. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really appreciate these questions. You guys are amazing, and I look forward to having more videos with you. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment on this video. I'll be doing some more Q&A things. Maybe I'll try to do it like once a month or something like that. I don't know. But I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy holidays. Have a great New Year, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to post this before New Year's. And yeah, like, subscribe, and look forward to the fitness video that's going to happen next week. All right. Have a great day, guys. Ciao.